Once filled with ships delivering wheat and sunflower seeds from Ukraine and Russia, Istanbul docks are empty. Nearly all food exports from the Black Sea have been substantially reduced because of the Ukrainian conflict.
We need to import roughly 10 million tons of high-grade, hard winter wheat. And, I don't even know if Russia has that much to supply, judging by the export controls they're imposing on their own farmers. And Ukraine was Turkey's number one grain and oilseed market. Now these are out. Of course, Turkey can procure from other markets, but they are farther away, which means higher transportation costs. And more importantly, they are more expensive sources.
Turkey is already paying a heavy price for its dependence on imported grain.
Toprak Mahsulleri Ofisi
The Turkish Grain Board had imported wheat last June for $262 per tonne, but last week it was $456, at least double the price. So Turkey is negatively affected because it relies on agricultural imports and because of rising world food prices due to the Ukrainian war and having to pay in foreign exchange.
hem de bu savaş nedeniyle dünyada artan fiyatlar nedeniyle
The value of Turkey's currency collapsed last year and continues to remain under pressure. With the wheat import bill paid in dollars, inflation, already running at more than 50% before Russia invaded Ukraine, is fueled even further. Simit, a cheap traditional breakfast sesame-covered bread, has nearly doubled in price. Despite the government subsidies on flour, the expectation is that more price increases are coming.
Ekmeğin zamı zaten kendi kendine belirlir.
The increase in the price of bread will show up in the coming months. With natural gas, electricity, and water increasing for sure, bread prices will go up. It is not only about the price of the flour, there is also yeast, which was 60 liras and now went up to 160 liras. On top of it, there is the cost of labor.
Maya da pahalı.
Once rare, strikes are now common as workers call for higher wages to mitigate rising prices.
Essentially, bread is the fallback option if you can't afford anything else. And I've heard people from the bakery and flour industry claiming the average loaf of bread, currently 4 liras, I believe, could rise in price to 7 over the summer months. And that's devastating. And it's going to have certainly an impact beyond economics. It's certainly not going to do any favors to Erdogan's domestic popularity.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan faces re-election next year. Erdogan could suffer at the polls, analysts warn, for his government's policy of relying on imported wheat rather than boosting domestic production. Dorian Jones for VOA News, Istanbul.